Welcome back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you today. Today we're doing something a little different. We are going to have a father-son Smackdown. Me and my boy Caleb are going to be playing. We're going to do 750 points, Tyranids versus Death Guard. Caleb is going to be taking the Tyranids. Caleb, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we're going to be playing the first mission in Maelstrom of War. So we have 6 objectives spread across the table. We are going to be trying to score more tactical objectives than the other player. And we have elected for the standard pitched battle deployment type. Caleb picked that. And he is going to have his Tyranids on the side of the table closest to me. So Death Guard are going to be on the opposite side. We will be back with the armies. First up, we have the forces of the Death Guard, 750 points, running an HQ of a Plague Caster to start out my patrol. He's going to be joined by a Plague Surgeon with the Helm of Fugaris. We have them backed up by 1 Fetid Bloat Drone with a Plague Spitter, or 2 Plague Spitters, and then we have a 7-man Marine Squad with 2 Melta Guns, a 7-man Marine Squad with 2 Plasma Guns, and the Champion has a Plasma Gun. And then I have a 5-man squad for the backfield that has 2 Blight Launchers. So that's it for my Death Guard. We will be right back with Caleb's Tyranids. Alright, the evil hive mastermind today is going to be Caleb. And he is going to walk us down what he's playing. Caleb, tell us what you got, buddy.
I've got 2 Gene Stealers,
yep.
4 Zoanthropes, and I have 1 Brood Lord, 3 of the
Warriors.
Then I have 1 of the
Carnifex, right. Alright, so that's your army, right? How many Gene Stealers do you have?
20.
20? Alright, so that is the Tyranid half. We have shown you the armies, and we have shown you the table. We will be back as we get stuck into the Maelstrom. Alright, we have finished deployment. The Death Guard went for a mainly centered approach here. We have the 2 bigger squads along with the leaders and the bloat drone here around this central rock pile. And then in the tower, we have the 1 5-man squad with their 2 Blight Launchers waiting to make their advance. Alright, Caleb, where'd you set your stuff up?
I set my stuff up. I put my
Brood Lord. There you go.
Brood Lord right there. I put 3 of my Warriors there.
Along with your Carnifex and your other Gene Stealers.
Yep. Then I put 4 of the Zoanthropes.
Zoanthropes. You were close.
Zoanthropes up there.
And then the last Stealers here.
Yep.
All right.
There.
So I'm going to let the Tyranids go first. I did finish first, but I'm going to let them take the first turn. So High Fleet Kraken's going to get things started, and then we will be back. Alright, the Tyranids drew Secure Objective 6, Defend Objective 6, and Kingslayer. Objective 6 was the one here where the Gene Stealers are. Caleb, you want to tell us how you did, what you did that turn?
Okay, I cast mine on that squad.
Yeah, and rolled 2 6s. And I killed 6 of the 7 Marines. He did roll 1 wound on the Zoanthrope, right?
Yep.
Yep, so he took 1 wound from that. And then he fired his Carnifex and his Warriors at the Bloat Drone.
I did that.
Oh yeah, you're right, you're right. The Brood Lord tried to cast a power. I forgot all about that.
He cast smite on that last Marine, but he failed it.
Well, he made it, but the Sorcerer stopped him.
Yeah.
And then the Carnifex fired here and did 2 wounds to the Bloat Drone. And the Warriors finished it off. Where did they shoot, Caleb?
They shoot at
this Marine?
Yeah.
And he made his armor saves.
Yep.
Alright, these Gene Stealers took an opportunistic advance. They're going to try to make a charge here. We will be back if the Tyranids make it for the rest of their turn. If not, we will be back after the Death Guard finish up their turn. Alright, the assault phase is done. The Gene Stealers did make their charge to the Plague Surgeon and the Marine. Caleb, what happened?
Okay, I killed the last guy of his team. Then he tried to gang up on me and he killed 5 of my
Gene Stealers?
Gene Stealers.
Yep.
And then they didn't have to make them around, so.
Okay, so you lost 5 Gene Stealers. What happened with there was he did lock these Marines up so they couldn't shoot. we went ahead and hit them with the plague weapons and used Vets of the Long War, so we were able to bring down 5 between the plague surgeon and the squad. They are out of synapse, so Caleb, you got a die ready to roll your morale here? Alright, so they have lost 5 guys. They need a 4 or lower to be okay. With a 5, 1 guy will flee. So 1 more Gene Stealer is slain. That is going into the Death Guard turn. That is first blood for the Tyranids and 1 point for objective 6. So not a bad start. 2-0 going into the Death Guard turn. Death Guard have finished their turn 1 up to the assault phase. We drew defend objective 4, which is the objective on the Firestorm readout. We drew no prisoners, and we drew behind enemy lines. To start the turn out, we went ahead and cast our psychic powers here. Smite was able to kill 2 Gene Stealers, and then we cast Curse of the Leper and rolled Perils on double 1s, which we re-rolled and still rolled a 1, and then lost 2 wounds on mortal wounds. So rough little bit of psychic there. But these guys were able with their pistols to finish what the sorcerer could not. They were able to shoot the Gene Stealers down and earn no prisoners. The drone flew up and rolled 12 shots against the Broodlord and knocked him down to 1 wound. But Caleb did save pretty good and keep him in the fight with that 1 wound remaining, because we did do him 9 wounds. And he did save with 1. So he's still hanging in there. We did punch the Warriors down to 1 wound. We advanced the 5 guys here on the tower and fired a black grenade on them. We also fired a black grenade from the launchers on these guys, killed 1 of them. And like I said, put 1 of them at 1 wound. So we're going to try to make a charge here against the Broodlord, and we will be back either after that for the assault phase or after the Tyranids take their turn. Alright, the Death Guard assault went as planned. He went in and was able to plague probe the Broodlord and cut him down. He rolled an 11 for his charge range, so he was able to get around beside the Broodlord, and that let him get back here into the Warriors and the Carnifex. So Caleb, tell us how you guys did when they fought back.
This guy didn't do any damage.
Mm-hmm.
One of these did 1 damage to him.
Yep.
But the other 2 failed theirs.
Yep. So 1 point out of him, right?
Yep. Alright,
so it's going back to the Tyranids for turn 2. Alright, first up, Tyranids have drawn up Witch Hunter, Kingslayer, and Behind Enemy Lines as their 3 objectives for this turn. Caleb, tell us what you did.
Okay, I did smite on this. I did 2 damage to it.
Well, no, smite, remember, you rolled a 9, and then what happened?
Then I did psychic scream.
Well, the sorcerer stopped your smite.
Yeah.
He was able to roll a 10 after a command reroll on 1 of the dice. But you did psychic scream and did 2 wounds, right?
Yep.
Alright, and then everybody fell back out of close combat with him.
Yep.
And then the Gene Stealers took an opportunistic advance, and what are they planning to do?
They're planning to attack all those Marines.
Get in combat, huh?
Yep.
Alright, so that is the Tyranid turn up to the assault phase. We'll be back once that has finished. Alright, Caleb, tell us a little bit about your assault phase here.
Okay, I knocked that one down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
One of my warriors died.
Yeah, the Plague Probe got 1 of them, didn't he?
Yep.
Alright, and what about over here? What happened to your Gene Stealers?
Most of them died.
They weren't able to do a whole lot, were they? They got the
Yeah.
Plague Surgeon down to 1 wound. But he did make a lot of disgustingly resilience. He had 4 Gene Stealers fighting him. Alright, so he did go ahead and spend his last 2 points to keep his 2 Gene Stealers in the fight down here to keep me from shooting. That was a good move, Caleb. So we're going to stop that turn right there. That is the end of that for the Tyranids. And the Death Guard response is coming up next. Alright, Death Guard for their objectives have Behind Enemy Lines, Kingslayer, and Secure Objective 1. We tried to advance to get this guy in his zone, but couldn't hardly get him there because we rolled a 1. He did move over, however, and between his Plague Spitters and the guys up on the gantry way, we were able to cut down the last 2 warriors. One of the Zoanthropes was also down by Bolter and Plasma Fire because Smite from this guy was rolled on a 10, which did Pestilential Fallout and got the last Gene Stealer. So, we got 1 charge we're going to try to make, not very likely. Going to need a huge charge there. If we don't make that, we will see you after the Tyranid turn. Alright, Tyranid turn 3 is in the books. We went ahead and rolled the whole turn together. The Tyranids were looking for Witch Hunter, Kingslayer, and Defend Objective 4. Caleb, tell us what you did.
Okay, I used Smite on on him.
But it did what? 1 wound, right?
Yes, 1 wound.
Yep.
And then the Carnifex shot him, missed, then charged and destroyed it.
Yep. He didn't get it done in the shooting phase. He did do me 1 wound, but I made the disgustingly resilient. Failed to kill me with his mortal wound on the charge, and then was able to kill me with his basic attacks. So that will save a point on behind enemy lines. So good job there. Alright, so that's it for the Tyranids. Right now it is still 5-6 in favor of the Death Guard. We will be back. Death Guard have finished up their turn 3. This turn we were looking for defend objective 3, so we moved these Marines back. We're still holding secure objective 1, which is the one here on the top of the tower, and behind enemy lines. We lost that when the bloat drone went down, so these guys peeled back to get this, did an advance run. They fired their 1 blight launcher at the Carnifex, but were unable to do him any damage. In the psychic phase and the shooting phase, we were able to kill off one of the zoanthropes and put one down to 2 wounds. We then charged them by scaling the ladder there at their feet, and were able to put 1 more wound in them. They did nothing back as far as damage. So that is the end of Death Guard turn 3. The Tyranid response is coming up next. Alright, for Tyranids turn 4, we were looking for Witch Hunter, Kingslayer, defend objective 4. Caleb, tell us what you did.
Okay, I killed 1 out of this group.
Yep, shot him with the Carnifex,
yeah,
right?
I knocked him 1 hit with my smite. But he's still alive. I charged him. He killed 1 of them.
Yep, killed 1 in close combat, trying as hard as he could to get that last wound out, because he did get smite off.
My Carnifex also tried to charge the other guy with 1.
That's right, I forgot about that.
But he didn't make it, so...
So he's still standing there.
Yep.
Alright, but Zoanthropes did make a valiant effort, got their smite off, did 1 wound to the sorcerer, but weren't able to get the second one. Potentially 5 victory points there, which probably would have sealed it up. Zoanthropes were going big. Still not safe, so we're going to see if we can get that Plague Caster protected. Death Guard, turn 4, coming up next. Alright, the Death Guard moved everything back. We fired on the Carnifex to very little effect. We were able to knock him down to 4 wounds. Then we circled up here, didn't cast any psychic powers. I was too afraid to try. We charged him with everything and did 1 wound to him, grand total. So Zoanthrope stands with 2 wounds. Our additional objective for this turn was Scour the Skies, so killing him was an even bigger deal because it would have been worth a point. So we moved back to try to do that. But no luck there, so we're going to hand it back over to Caleb to start up turn 5. Alright, Tyranids finished their turn up. Still looking to defend objective 4 on the Firestorm readout, and Kingslayer and Witch Hunter on the Plague Caster. Caleb, tell us what happened.
Okay, I moved him over here because I think that would be better to keep him. But they also killed my last nerf rogue. If I just beat that Plague Caster, I would have got 5 points.
I know, up to 5 points there for sure, 3 to 5. But you did get smite off, and you did me 2 wounds. And I made both of my 5+ disgustingly resilient. And then in close combat, you wounded me, right?
Yeah.
And I made my armor save. And then the gnarled staff that he carries beat down that last Zoanthrope.
Yeah, but also I killed 3 guys up there.
Yep, killed 3 Marines here off the gantry-way.
Yep, from right there.
Yep, Carnifex just mowed them down.
Yep, almost killed the whole team. But...
Yep, so I do need morale up there. I lost 3 guys. And I have a 3, so that'll be 3 plus 3 is 6, so they're good. Nobody's going to run away. Alright, that is the end of the Tyranids. We're going to be back with the Death Guard in the bottom of 5 and see if we have another turn. Alright, the Plague Marines advanced and fired and were able to down the Carnifex. So that will be a game there. Carnifex and his Tyranid buddies put up a good fight. That Plague Caster and his stupid luck just continue game after game though. So, Caleb, thank you for playing with us today, buddy. Good game. We will catch you guys next time here at the Maelstrom.